Hello, everyone. Baldo Winborn here, and I want to talk to you a little bit about rupture and repair. So, before we go any further, let's define what rupture and repair is. Rupture is simply any break in connection between you and your child. It's not trauma, it's not failure, it's definitely not abuse. Rupture happens when a child feels disconnected from their caregiver. This might look like a raised voice, sharp tone, walking away when emotions are high, being distracted when a child needs you, a moment when your child felt unseen or possibly misunderstood. Rupture is inevitable in any relationship, especially in families. Repair, what restores the connection. Repair happens when a parent comes back and helps the child feel safe in this relationship. The repair doesn't mean undoing the moment. It means acknowledging it and reconnecting. Repair sounds like, that was hard, or I got overwhelmed, but I'm here now. We're together. Possibly, I'm sorry I didn't understand what was happening. What's important to understand is secure attachment is not built by avoiding ruptures. It's built through repeated experiences of repair. When rupture happens without repair, children learn I'm alone with my feelings. When repair happens, children learn this relationship can handle hard moments. This lesson shapes how they trust, how they regulate emotions, and how they connect with others in the rest of their lives. So, rupture isn't the problem. Repair is the opportunity. And the good news is you don't have to be perfect to offer it. Rupture is not failure. Remember, rupture happens in every relationship, especially between parents and children. Rupture is that moment when connection breaks. Maybe your voice got louder than you wanted and your child retreated into themselves. Maybe you snapped, walked away, and your child shut down or ran in the other room. Maybe your child felt unseen, unheard, or felt unsafe in a moment. That doesn't mean you're a bad parent. It means you're human. Secure attachment is not built through perfection. It's built through repair. What actually harms children isn't rupture. It's rupture without repair. When a child experiences disconnection, no one comes back to make it right. That's when their nervous system learns, I'm on my own. But when a parent returns calm, grounded, connected, and present, something powerful happens. They start to learn this relationship can recover. So if rupture happens today, pause before the shame shows up and remember, nothing is ruined. The relationship is still alive. What matters most isn't the rupture, it's what happens next. What rupture feels like for a child. When rupture happens, children don't experience it the way adults do. They don't think, my parent had a hard moment, or boy, they had a stressful day at work. They feel it in their body. A raised voice, a sharp tone, a sudden withdrawal. To a child's nervous system, that can feel like danger, fear, and disconnection. And here's what's important to understand. Children have difficulty coming back to self after rupture because their system isn't geared for logic yet. Normally, it's asking one question, and that is, am I still safe with you? So instead of settling, children may escalate. They may cry harder. They might cling, yell, or possibly shut down. That behavior isn't manipulation. It isn't defiant. It's a stress response. After rupture, children are trying to reestablish connection, not avoid responsibility. This is why discipline often fails right after a hard moment. The nervous system has to feel safe again before learning can happen. Repair starts when a parent is able to slow down, come back into connection with their child. Your calm body, your tone, your willingness to stay nearby. That's what tells a child, we're okay, I'm here. And when a child feels safe again, their behavior changes, not because they were forced, but because connection is restored. Repair is not an apology tour. Repair is sometimes misunderstood. When parents hear repair, they worry it means over apologizing, giving up authority, or letting behavior slide. That's not what repair is. Repair isn't about erasing the moment. It's about restoring safety and connection. Repair doesn't require a long explanation. It doesn't require justification of yourself, and it doesn't require fixing the child's feelings. Repair can be simple. It can sound like, that was a hard moment, or I got overwhelmed and I'm here now. What matters isn't the perfect word. It's your present. When a parent can name the impact of a moment and stay grounded, the child's nervous system begins to settle. They feel seen, they feel safe again. And here's an important part. Repair does not weaken your leadership, it strengthens it. You are modeling accountability, emotional regulation, and honesty. These are things we want to see in our children as they get older. You're teaching your child that mistakes don't end relationships. Children don't need parents who never mess up. They need parents who know how to come back. Repair says, I can lead and I can reflect. And that's powerful. When repair doesn't work right away, sometimes repair doesn't land immediately. You slow your voice, you show up calmly, you say all of the right words, and your child still stays upset, pushes you away, or remains dysregulated. That can be very uncomfortable. It can make you wonder, did you do something wrong? But repair isn't about instant results. Actually, nothing we've talked about has been about instant results. Some children need time before they can reconnect. Their nervous system has been activated and has put energy in the body. And sometimes that energy needs to disperse a little bit for reconnection. The nervous system might need space to settle before trust can come back online. Repair is not about getting forgiveness on demand. It's about staying emotionally available. Repair sounds like, I'm here when you're ready. You don't have to talk right now. I'm not going anywhere. Consistency matters more than timing. When a child sees that you remain present, even when connection feels shaky, their system slowly learns, I don't have to rush back. This relationship is safe. Repair is a process, not a moment, and your steady presence is doing more than you realize. One of the most important things repair teaches children is emotional safety. Emotional safety is the felt sense that I can have big feelings and still belong. When rupture happens, a child's system can start to wonder, are my feelings too much? Did I mess this up? Will I lose connection if I feel this way? Repair answers those questions. When a parent comes back without shaming, without lecturing, without dismissing, the child learns my feelings don't push people away. I don't have to hide parts of myself to stay connected. This is why repair matters so much. It teaches children that emotions are safe to have, that relationships can hold discomfort, that connection doesn't disappear when things get messy. And over time, this becomes internalized. Children who experience repair begin to take more emotional risks. They recover faster from being upset. They trust connection instead of fearing it. Repair isn't about fixing a moment. It's about shaping a child's inner world. And every time you come back after a rupture, you're teaching your child, you are safe with me, even when things are hard. Here's something parents don't often hear enough. Repair does not make children fragile. It makes them resilient. When children experience rupture and repair, they learn something essential about relationships. They learn that connection can stretch without breaking, that hard moments don't mean abandonment, that emotions, even big ones, can be held and survived in relationship. This is how resilience is built, not by avoiding conflict, not by getting it right all the time, but by watching relationships recover. When a parent comes back after a rupture and they're calm, honest, and present, the child's nervous system learns, I don't have to be perfect to stay connected. I don't have to be perfect to be valued. I don't lose people when things get hard. That lesson becomes a blueprint. It shapes how the child handles friendships, how they might navigate conflict, and how they show up in the future relationships that they have with their parents, with their husbands, and with their future children. So if you're worried that your mistakes are doing damage, pause and remember, what matters most isn't the absence of rupture, it's the presence of repair. You don't need to be a perfect parent. You need to be a perfect parent who comes back. And every time you come back, you are teaching your child something that lasts far beyond childhood, that relationships can hold and be there during hard things. Thank you. And I really appreciate you for staying along. Go do something fun with those kiddos.